Which should you do first, lift or run? Well, that's the big question, and we're going to get into it today. Hi, I'm Catherine. I'm the personal trainer and running coach at Kathletics. Here at Kathletics, we're all about meeting you where you are in your fitness so you can approach hybrid training in a sustainable way. The big question of whether or not you should lift first or run first has been going back and forth of what's better, what's more optimal, and ultimately, I'm going to give you the hierarchy of questions that I would recommend asking yourself in order to come up with an answer for you in your lift and your run today. So, the first thing I would ask yourself is, hey, do I need to be doing this run and this lift on the same day? Do I have the opportunity to move it to a different day? Can I just shift my rest days around? What is going to be an option for you in order to separate them out so you don't have to do them on the same day? If that is not possible for you and you have to do them both on the same day, okay, great. Moving on to the next tier of questions. Is it possible for you to lift in the morning and then run at night, or run in the morning and then lift at night? So giving yourself, 6 to 8+ hours of separation between those two activities. If you're like, yeah, that's great, cool, you already have your answer. If you are unable to do that because of time constraints, because of other obligations, which are totally understandable, and you're like, I need to stack these on top of each other, that's when the question comes in of which is better, which is going to help you achieve your goals. Well, there's a couple different ways that people approach this. So you have the camp where you say, hey, whichever one is more important right now. So whichever type of training phase that you're in right now. For example, if running is a big part of your training and you have a race coming up, then the recommendation that some people make is to do the run first and then do the lift, since the running part is the main focus. Then on the other hand, if you're like, I'm in an off-season phase right now, I'm focusing more on lifting, I'm focusing more on my strength training, then perhaps you want to lift first and then run. Also an okay option. And this is the option that is often recommended, and sometimes I even recommend this approach to my athletes. But again, it depends on what your goals are, where you are in your fitness, and what approach that you are taking to achieve your goals. Now, on the other hand, I also sit in the camp of let's do the lift first, because it's more likely that if you go and lift and then run, let's say you had a heavy lifting workout and then you go to run and you're like, wow, my legs feel pretty fried. Guess what? You're probably going to have an easier time running after that than you are if you toasted out your legs running and then came back to lift and you're like, wow, I am not able to lift nearly as heavy as what I usually am because I'm running first. To me, I think it is more beneficial in order to lift first, get the heavy stuff out of the way. This is also going to tax your central nervous system a bit more than what running is going to do for you. So why wouldn't you want to lift first in order to exhaust that part? So then when you go run, yeah, you can go run on heavy legs. This is likely not going to impact you in your run as much as it would running before and then lifting. Now, this is generally the approach that I take regardless of if someone's in the off season or in season. So whether you're strength training 3 to 4 times per week or 1 to 2 times per week, because we still want to be getting the benefits from the strength training. And yeah, you could argue that you are still getting benefits even by showing up, sure. But lifting heavy is important to me and how I approach hybrid training for my athletes. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter that much what approach you take. You know what matters most? Is showing up and doing it. Putting in the work, getting it done. Done is always better than perfect. So by fine tuning, okay, which one should I be doing first? That is just a minuscule part of your training that I think that is overthought. We don't need to focus that much on it in order to get it done, especially if this isn't something that is happening frequently. Now, of course, if it is happening frequently, then maybe that's something to discuss with your coach. Which one is going to be better for you? But if this is a one-off situation or only occurs every once in a while, then just get it done. Get it done in whatever way is necessary for you, your training frequency, your training schedule, etc. So to review, hierarchy is, hey, can you do this on different days of the week? If not, okay, can we separate it by 6 to 8+ hours? Okay, if not, then we are going to stack them right on top of each other, and we're going to either choose based on which one is more important to you, or we're going to do the lift first, which is what I generally recommend. And then if none of those things matter, done is better than perfect. That's the end. That's the answer. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments down below. I'd also love to hear how you approach your training when you have to do those double stack days. So leave that in the comments down below as well. Otherwise, be sure to like, subscribe, and then we'll see you in the next one.